guys are with the 17. You guys are pretty. You guys can tell you're pretty stealthy, you know, compared to the common folk. And as you sneak on the floorboards that very, very quietly creak beneath your footfalls, you begin to hear more of what's going on. You hear the voice of the young girl going, "Come on, you can do it, Grandpa! Keep it going!" And then you hear, I can't keep it up, Chisa! It hurts, oh my god! Spirits above! That's what you hear. You guys keep going?
I personally want to pause and listen extra.
Kenso, you can hear that, but like more muffled. As you're like practicing your sword stuff, you get the idea that maybe you're, yeah, do I need to use this? You know, you pause and wait, and you start to hear a creaking sound, just, and then you hear the young girl's voice go, "Uh-oh, this is mention line. Grandpa," and you hear just this loud wooden crashing noise, like a pile of wood collapsing.
I run in.
Yeah, Kenso, do you join them?
Oh yeah.
All right, Kenso catches up as you guys all three around the corner.
Ah!
Yeah, you jump out. Chiyoko, Mochi, do you have like battle poses?
I just have my like hands over my mouth, like what the.
I don't have a battle pose, but I'm like hurrying and I'm ready to like go pick up a dead old man.
Right on. As you round the corner, you see dust settling in this sort of courtyard garden type area in the center of the manor. Two figures are there as the dust settles. One is, of course, a young girl who appears rather distraught. The other lying in a pile of broken wood, pieces of bamboo, piles of rope, just tangled up in a mess, is an elderly man, appearing to be well into his 80s at least. He's got a fairly tan complexion, save for his flushed nose. He's got shaggy white hair that covers his eyes. He has a long, bushy white mustache, long goatee. He is, you know, default, anime old man monk style. He's wearing comfortable pants with only an open vest on top, allowing his pot belly to spill out. Despite currently lying on the floor in pain, you do detect a little bit of muscle underneath his elderly skin. Looks a little something like this. This old character here, except, you know, tied up in a pretzel on the floor in this mess. The other figure, the feminine voice, appears to have been coming from this young girl. It's difficult to judge her age. You surmise that she can't be older than 11 or 12. Her most notable feature is her hair, which has a rich cherry red hue. The second thing you notice, in contrast to her red hair, is her bright green eyes. She looks a little something like this, actually. Her clothing is a bit more complex than the old man's, featuring a patterned vest-like top that extends down to about her mid-thighs and is cinched at the waist, giving it sort of a sleeveless, buttoned-up dress kind of look. The old man is groaning in pain as he's collapsed in whatever wooden contraption this was. And he goes, "Spirit's alive! My back! Oh, Chisa, I told you I'm getting too old for this stuff." The young girl, who is apparently named Chisa, stamps her foot sort of in frustration, and she says, "And that's exactly why I'm trying to build this, Grandpa. You need adequate exercise to maintain your physical health into your later years. Do you want osteoporosis?" And he goes, "Osteo what now?"
What's going on here? What is this?
Are you okay?
They both kind of jump as they look toward you, and the guru just kind of, "Oh, great visitors." And the little girl looks She doesn't even look at you, Kenso or Mochi. As far as you can tell, she doesn't even realize that you're there, but she sees you, Chiyoko, and her face lights up brightly. And she kind of brims with excitement for a second and goes, Miss Chiyoko, you're back! And she screams and she runs over to you, and she grabs your hands and starts dancing and hopping around all giddy, excited. Just yelling, Miss Chiyoko, you're back! It's been almost 3 weeks, but you're finally back! Yay!
I like look between her and between Durma, and I hold her hands for a second. I'm like, yes, I'm back, but is he okay?
The guru slowly pulls himself out of the wreckage, yes.
I was like, Kenso's just gonna like walk over while this happening, just whoosh, like cut through some of the mess.
Yeah, I'll say that like his leg.
Kill the old man.
Kill him. That takes care of that.
Can't have you with osteoporosis. I'm sorry.
You heard the girl. Too old. Can't have you being leverage. No, we'll say his leg is like dangling from a pulley, a block and tackle, you might say, and you just kind of free his leg.
Forget about me, will ya?
Referring to the girl.
Thanks, sport, he says to you as you help him.
Do you actually help him up?
Yeah.
Cool.
Getting too old for this malarkey.
He's quite old and hunched over. He reaches nearby for a gourd with a cork on it, pops it, drinks what you can only assume is alcohol. And he starts trying to like clean up.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting guests. Sorry for the mess.
And he starts sweeping this stuff up. As you guys are taking a look around at the scene now, as the guru cleans up a little and Chisa is still giddy with Chiyoko. Mochi and Kenso, you haven't been here before, so you look around and you see in this courtyard and then in like the backyard that you can now see, you can see the source of the running water there. All manner of wooden machinery, bamboo constructed lattices and mechanisms. There's a water wheel that's very clearly, hand built. There's irrigation for the garden in the form of water chutes and tubes, and there's like pump pulleys that are pulling water up from the river, pulling it over to the garden. There's clothes hanging from a clothesline, and a fan slowly spinning, airing them off. There's various zip lines and pulleys that you can see up and down the sloped side yard. Whole bunch of contraptions, gizmos and gadgets made of wood and bamboo and rope.
Well, while I'm helping him up, it's like, what kind of monk are you?
The kind with a all too active grandchild with too much time on her hands. Ugh. I'm not the one who did all this. Do I look like I could do anything?
No.
Exactly.
Guys, this is Chisa. She's so smart.
Chisa finally notices Kenso and Mochi. It says, "Hello," she says. She waves. "My name is Chisa. It is a pleasure to meet you." And she bows.
Chisa, you might be smart, but it's not wise to torture old men like that.
She... Torture? No! And she stomps her foot and she's like, "I'm building exercise equipment for Grandpa. Look at his belly! It's too big!"
Oh, he's an old man who drinks booze!
Yeah! Hell yeah, sister. I like these ones. They can stay.
Do you have any more exercise machines?
She spins and looks at you and says, "Oh yes, well, not specifically, but I'm sure I could conjure something up. We can go take a look." And she starts like hopping around excitedly, like she just runs off toward the backyard.
All right, see you guys. The backyard.
Kenso follows Chisa. Guru watches the two of them go. Mochi, Chiyoko, do you stay here with Guru?
I stay.
I'm gonna go see what Chisa's up to. I'll let them have their
Right on.
reconnection.
So we'll stay here for now. Guru,
So, back to give this old man some company, eh?
he grins. He's like missing teeth, you know.
And, I see you brought some friends.
Yeah, those are the friends that I told you about. We got back together.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Let's tag along. I'm a little concerned about them. You know how Chisa can be.
If you want, but they'll survive, I'm sure.
Well, I don't know.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Let's check on.
If they're anything like you, I'm sure they'll be fine.
And he kind of slowly starts walking.
So, what brings you back up to old Guru's house?
Well, I actually wanted some help again. We want to try to go find the Tengu people.
Ah. He kind of like, you can like barely see his eye behind his like scruffy hair, you know. Oh, ding. Yeah.
Finally decided to follow up on that old rumor I told you about, huh? Good to
It's
hear.
about time.
Good to hear. About time. Well, I'd better head inside, and I'll put some tea on for the three of you, and go ahead and join me inside when you're all wrapped up. Don't let Chisa stay out too long. She's gonna get herself all wound up and tuckered out before too long. Second thought, wear her out.
Yeah, make
Go
things easier
bananas.
for you, right?
Yeah, I'll say. I'll be inside. Tea will be out in just a couple of minutes, all right? It won't be long.
All right, take your time.
Yeah. And, never mind.
He goes inside.
Okay, I do catch up.
Cool. Jump cut to Kenso like zooming down some zip lines. This will let you train your spinning slash, Mr. Kenso. No. So Kenso, you were looking for exercise equipment. To which Chisa kind of was like, "No, I don't have anything that can help you exercise except for these big heavy pulleys. I have this zip line," and that catches your interest. And you can see heavy rocks attached to it. And you're like, heavy objects? Exercise? Sign me up.
Yeah. Training!
Training! Here, before you go charging, please allow me to hook you onto this clever zipline system. I created this a while back to help gather water from the bottom of the hill. That's good exercise, right?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. And you just pull down the zipline. and that's where we join us now. And you find yourself zooming to the bottom of the hill on a zipline. And when you get to the bottom, you see a collection of buckets kind of like pulling up water. And you can surmise that this is a system to automatically draw water up from the lake at the bottom of the hill back uphill. But since you're down here, if you want the exercise, you can just start picking them up and running back up.
Yeah. I get some buckets, I fill them, right? Put them on, and I stand next to like this pulley line, and I like wait until one goes, and I try to race it back up the hill. Like,
Yes. This is an almost exact replica of what happened when Chiyoko was here. Except at that time,
Nice.
Chiyoko was on foot racing Chisa, who was on the zipline.
Yeah.
Now it's Kenzo on foot racing just the zipline. Actually, I'll ask Mochi. Mochi, what are you up to as you see this whole thing going on?
I want to talk to Chisa.
Okay. Kenzo zooms down to the bottom. At the bottom of the hill, you see Kenzo start getting ready to, race up with his heavy buckets of water. And Chisa's just giggling and clapping next to you. Yay, 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 yay! What do you say to Chisa?
Okay, real quick, lore question to jog my
Yeah.
memory. I remember this character from Choco being like away from us, but I don't remember if she like came back and told us how much she told us about her.
I think she gave you. I think she basically just told you like she's a smart kid. I think that's all she really mentioned. I don't know anything past that. I don't remember she gave you any specifics.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But clearly, very sharp kid, very inventive. She's the one who's come up with all of these makeshift wooden contraptions to help out around the house.
So Chisa, how do you know Chiyoko?
She is almost too busy like clapping giddily to like hear your question, and she goes, "Oh, I found Chiyoko. She was unconscious at the bottom of a tree a few weeks ago."
Oh. Wonder how that happened.
She passed out from grief. She said something about her friends and how they had a fight or something like that.
Oh. That was probably us. No, that was us.
Yeah, she looks up at you like, and then she kind of like grumbles at you, says, "Were you mean to Miss Chiyoko?"
We were all mean to each other, I think. But now we made up.
She says, "Well, that's good. And Miss Chiyoko is not mean at all. So she wasn't mean. It must have been you and that guy."
Yeah, you're probably right. Chiyoko
Oh,
doesn't really have a mean bone or a body.
Kenzo, you're back. Are you going
get back to the zip line again.
You're going for round 2?
Yeah.
Actually, before you do that again, though, Kenzo, she's like, "Oh, I had another idea. If you want more exercise," and she leads you over and she says, "I have this complex pulley system that allows you to lift up several times more weight than you could ordinarily carry. Check it out." And she shows you, and by using complex pulleys, you can lift a rock way bigger than you normally would. And so she hands you the ropes and says, "Give it a try."
Like, does she leave like the same rock or whatever that she was just pulling?
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
Yeah, you just... Not that hard.
you got something bigger?
One moment. She runs over the zip line. More rocks come up. She tries to like take one, but it's too heavier for her to carry with her hands. So you
Run
join
over and
her.
just grab a
Yep.
pile of them.
Yeah. And she helps you load more stones on and get more weight onto this. It's basically it's what I can only describe as like a bamboo P90X, like a home workout machine. So
Nice.
so now Ken, so you're like doing like nice chest dips with stuff. It's premium. Oh yeah, you're doing the rows and everything. Yeah, man. She's like, "Oh,
This is great.
that must be great for the back muscles. I should have Grandpa try this." She looks back up at you, Mochi, and says, "So are you friends again?"
Yes, we're friends again. Do you have any friends? Is it just you and your grandpa here, or do other people live here?
She shakes her head. "No, it's just me and my grandpa. I have one friend, that's Miss Chiyoko. But aside from that, it's just me and my grandpa here. I've never been I've never been outside my home."
Oh, so it must be pretty exciting to see other people use your inventions, huh?
Mm-hmm. I want to make my inventions for all kinds of people.
It's a shame that your genius is confined out here. This could help so many people.
She says, "Yeah, I want to make my inventions for all kinds of people, but Grandpa says it's not safe for me in the outside world. He says I should stay here. And Grandpa's very smart. Not like
Real
me,
quick,
but different smart. Yes, Kenso?"
Chiyoko came to join us, right?
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that, Chioko.
Sounded
you can interject anytime, of course. But Chiyoko, I assume you've just been hanging out.
Yeah, I do want to add something now though.
Please do.
Yeah, did you guys, I think Duruma said something about Chisa's eyes. Can you tell?
She's got some.
Yeah, their eyes.
Yeah, she has it's more of her hair really, and her eyes,
the hair.
both being very brightly colored are quite indicative of her bloodline. Chiyoko, do you remember now?
I can't remember the name. Was it just Kodai or was it something else? Yeah, she's a Kodai descendant.
Kenzo drops the waves. What?
Chisa looks at Kenzo and Mochi and then back to Chiyoko. Yeah, Grandpa says I'm something called a Kodai, and that's why I have to stay here.
You got parents?
No, I've been here my entire life. Grandpa says he found me in the forest.
Where's
Is something
Grandpa?
wrong?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Hey, can you make this, but for my legs? I need more leg exercises.
I can probably try that. Actually,
You do
though,
right
okay.
Oh, what?
She says, actually, though, I do have another invention that I really want to show somebody. Can I show one of you?
Yes.
Okay, she says, she says, my latest invention is a chamber pot with a special valve that allows you to wash away waste with water automatically. It's kind of a yucky invention, but do you think it'll catch on?
Why would we need that?
Well, let me show you. And she grabs your hand, Kenzo.
Oh, no!
You can be the first one to test it. And she runs into the house. About that time, Old Man Guru is like, hey guys, tea's ready. Oh, Kenzo is dragged past with Chisa. Oh no, he says. Don't show him the thing. Skirt. Chisa and you both stop right as you look into a room and see what I can only describe as ye old toilet. The old Japanese style floor toilet, you know. And you get a bad feeling about it, whatever it is. Old man says, tea's ready. Come on, Chisa. Come on. Come on, girls.
Yeah. Gramps. So I was just asking Chisa if she could make a modification to this thing that will take just enough time for us to discuss something privately without her there.
He kind of just looks at you
If
for
you
a
catch
moment.
my meaning.
He says, relax, I wasn't born yesterday. Chisa! Go on, scram. Let the adults have some time to talk, all right? And she kind of, oh, okay. I'll build that leg workout machine, Mr. Swordman,
Kenso.
sir. Kenso. She says, okay, Mr. Kenso. I'll get right on it. And she runs off.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Sorry about the little one. She's a bit quirky. Smart, though. Kid's a damn genius, as you can see.
And he sits you down, serves you some tea. You can tell that Kenso has something to say. All of you have a lot to say, of course. There's like a tension in the air. He can tell. He knows. He's...
I don't believe I formally introduced myself. Name's Guru Ma. This here's my home, and I live here with Chisa, who you've experienced. Found her in the woods when she was a baby. Raised her ever since. So, you wanted to talk?
I like start to open my mouth to say what I team her for, and then I see Tenso, and I'm like, I think Tenso wants to ask something.
Where the heck did you find a Kodai girl?
He kind of just goes,
Relax, will ya?
See, he
Why
says,
don't you give me the stone?
was that?
Give me the stone. I need to relax.
Right? Pass the stone, please.
Pass the stone. I thought you meant sending stone for a second.
Oh,
But then it was like, pass the stone. Ah, damn it.
no.
Yeah, you guys are just playing hot potato with the calming stone.
Yeah.
He says,
Yeah, well, cat's out of the bag. It's as you say. Young Miss Chisa is what I believe to be a Kodai. Full blood. That's at least what I've read in some of my history books and scrolls and such. I found her about 10, 11, 12 years ago. I can't remember. She was a little baby, crying alone in the forest. Kind of like how I found Chiyoko, or how Chisa found her, that is. Unconscious under a tree. But, that's all I got for you. She was crying, I took her in, and been raising her ever since. Yes, sir, Mr. Kenso, was it?
Gonna put a pause in that. Chiyoko, why were you unconscious under a tree? What?
I was sad.
Poor thing passed out from a heap of grief she was going through. Something about, falling out with her friends?
She kind of like looks down. I'm like, I didn't want to tell you because I felt bad. I didn't want to be dramatic.
Falling unconscious is not dramatic.
I mean, falling unconscious after having a fight is a little dramatic.
Well, we'll make that up to you later. Back to Kodai business. What the heck? Where did you find her?
I just told you, under a tree. What do I
No,
want to
where's
say?
the tree?
That's something that, I don't out there, son. I don't know. I don't keep track of every damn tree in the forest. What I look like? Some kind of forest guru?
Get the.
They just
Forest
call me guru. They don't. Tree is not in the name.
Give me a map. Where's my map? I run and get the map, and I come back while you guys are talking.
all right.
I just don't understand. Oh, sorry.
No,
Alright,
go on,
okay.
please.
If Kodai is such an quote-unquote elite bloodline, why would someone just abandon a baby like that?
That is an excellent question, which is why I have devoted a substantial portion of my time researching local legends and rumors and all that stuff. Look, I may have a lot of time on my hands, but I don't do nothing. I only usually do nothing. As far as I can tell, she just up and appeared. I can't explain it.
Kenzo, you come back with the map.
I was just typing that in.
Cool.
Yeah. Drew was the guy who told me about the Tengu people and stuff. I don't remember if I explained that specifically, but he might be able to answer some of your Kodai questions if you thought of something I didn't think of.
First,
Maybe.
map. Tree.
Oh, jeez, gee willikers,
The DM doesn't have a specific point pointed out.
General area.
Yeah, but he points you in the general direction west northwest. He says,
really, it was only an hour or two out from my place. I mean, I've been here pretty much my entire adult life. I was out foraging for the things that one forages for, berries, mushrooms, tea leaves, and the like, and I heard the noise, I found it, followed it to its source. Yeah, about an hour west-northwest of here. Around this little area here. And he marks
roughly where. And yeah, if I were to mark it on the map, I would say it's like where I just put the little.
Close enough to the teleportation circle to be suspicious.
But yeah. Last time Miss Chiyoko was here, sounded like you guys ran into some Kodai business of your own, and so I took an interest in her story. Spent the past few weeks asking around surrounding villages for any information regarding the Tengu, the Kodai, the Brightland, all that junk. Something tells me you're curious to hear what I uncovered.
Yeah. Also, I told you about that mask, right? I think we have it with us now.
Oh, you
Shouldn't
did
we?
tell me about the mask. Yeah, tell me about that again. I forget. Tell me what it does. You told me. Tell me what it does.
It's kind of freaky. It lets us see into, I think, what we think is maybe the Bright Lands. I don't know if we know that for sure, but when other people go into it, they just see. When other people other than me go into it, they just see like creepy monsters, and that's it. And that's about it. But if I go into it, the creepy monsters try to like attack me.
So you put the mask on. You can see into the Bright Land, or what you think is the Bright Land.
Yeah.
But you, pointing at you, Chiyoko, are not welcome there, is what it seems like. Or maybe you're too welcome there.
Yeah, and I'm definitely perceived. It seems like other people aren't even like noticed.
Curious. Help me fill in the blanks here. You guys went to some ruins a little while back where you found this mask. What other stuff did you find in those ruins?
Was that the creepy spider one? The spider shit?
That was where you fought the creepy spider chick.
Isn't that where it was the thing and it was like the circle with the different magic and the different
Kodai
what
stuff.
was it? The potions. Yeah, Kodai stuff. With the different
Kodai
combinations and different magic.
There was a magic circle that did all kinds of transmutation magics,
Conjurations.
conjurations as well. In particular, the Guru says, "Indeed, the Kodai were experts of all things mystical and magical. According to the tales, they made many advancements in the old magics. It sounds like the ruins you found had a certain purpose. Experimentation with those circles that you mentioned. And what's this about a spider lady? What's that about?"
Oh yeah, there was like a monster with like a lady body and a spider bottom half that made it fighting.
Oh, you must be referring to the Joromugo,
Yeah, probably that.
a creature of folklore. How terrifying. If that creature came from the so-called Bright Land, then it seems the name of said land is a tad bit misleading, if you ask me. What a dark creature to come from such a bright land, eh?
Yeah.
Anything else of note that you could tell me?
I turned into a girl.
Oh, whoa! That sounds weird.
Did you turn
It
into a girl
was.
or did you turn into a dog?
I turned into a dog too.
Oh, okay.
A lot of
I'm pretty
stuff
sure.
went down in that ruin.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff went down.
Some body trading happened.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
It was weird.
What was
Weird
that the
stuff.
one? Was that the one where we had to talk to did we have to talk to a door with a riddle or something? I remember something
Yes,
else.
that's how we got in.
A talking
Right.
door that told riddles.
Yeah, that's how we got in, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Kodai are believed to have contacted, well, and even ensnared spirits from another realm, trapped them in physical objects, like doors. Yeah, that makes sense.
Spirits that like riddles.
Sure. I mean, if a door can talk, he can do anything. like tell riddles.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what they say.
How do you know all the stuff?
Well, like I said, I've been looking around, I've been doing my research. Over the past few weeks, this just kind of lines up with a few things I've been hearing, rumors-wise. I don't leave my house often, but when I do, I often go down into town and conduct a little business. Being a homeless guru doesn't pay the bills all on its own, you know. And
You have a home. You have a home.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess unemployed, I guess I should say. being a guru in his own home in a forest on a hill doesn't pay the bills. If it did, I'd be rolling in it. Anyway, go down to villages, conduct business, and I've gathered rumors and historical texts. Yeah, what was that, Ken? So sorry.
What village is this that you got some of this information from?
He says, well, about a day's trip west of here, there's a small village called 𝒂𝒔𝒕𝒆𝒏. That's the one that's been most on my radar. I didn't get a good chance to talk to some of the locals there, but I have heard whisperings of rumors, disappearances in local forests, forest spirits and the like. And that's where I heard about these Tengu. So, the way I see it, the way I've heard, the Tengu are mythological creatures that the Kodai hold in high respect. They worship them, in fact. Now, Kodai, as a people, haven't been around for millennia, except for little Miss Chisa here, of course. But for rumors of Tengu to be popping up more often all of a sudden, that's suspicious. So, I told Chiyoko about it last time she was here. I haven't been able to find out anything more concrete than that so far, but if we're going to investigate rumors, 𝒂𝒔𝒕𝒆𝒏 village would be the place to start, if you ask me.
Is a day's journey west in Oregon?
Yeah, we'd be entering Oregon territory, yeah. The trails are mighty dangerous, I've heard.
Beware of dysentery, whatever that is.
Oh no.
If it exists, we'll discover it.
Do you know anything about I might have asked you this before, but do you know anything about what Tengu actually are?
Demon people.
It's pretty
Supposed-
scary.
He says, well, the stories have kind of mingled and conflicted over the years, over the centuries, the millennia. But they are often described as bird-like folk, with beaks on their faces, and they jump around from tree to tree. They are sinister in some stories. They are mischievous helpers in others. That's the thing about these folklore tales. You can never be quite too sure which one is correct. But, he says, some people have called the Tengu the spirits of the forest and the guardians of the sleeping mountains. Quite a few mountains up here, about northwestwards. He says, oh, yeah.
sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, so I mean, we have the rumor about people going missing in the woods around Oregon. I asked him, like, hey, are Tengu around? I just had it and I lost it. Where is it? Around a cluster of statues in northern Akita. Is that the same area? Does that sound familiar to you?
Nope, never been to Akita. Don't know about that.
Based on the way he's describing, that is probably not in line with this particular rumor. That would be over in this area, whereas he's describing more westward near Oregon.
Gotcha.
Good looking out, though. I will also point out, actually, I'd like all three of you to make an intelligence check for me. Just plain old intelligence. Nice. It's not going to be a difficult check. This is just going to be a personal memory check. There's one more thing that Kenso and Chiyoko both remember, and Mochi definitely remembers.
I do.
In those ruins, you did actually fight an animate statue that matches the description that he's saying. A bird person. You fought a Tengu statue. That was the big statue that you fought before you fought the mini boss, before the spider lady. So you can remember that. Mochi, you rolled a nat 20, and your lucky ring hasn't gone off today yet.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna throw you a bone and give you an extra little tidbit. Let me look at my deep lore for a second here. So Mochi, I'm gonna say that you yourself, as you're hearing all of this, you do a big brain blast, and remember that you guys did encounter something of a mythological creature in the swamps before you even made it to the Kodai ruins. Remember, you met 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒏. Remember that?
Yes. Stinky.
Loose butthole, I believe, was what Kenso decided to call him. Because kappas have 3 buttholes, according to folklore. You're sensing a lot of crossover here, talking about mythological creatures, creatures of folklore. So you're wondering if the 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒏 is either related or also comes from the same origin, or if it might not be related at all, but you know, it's just part of that same sort of pantheon of mythology.
I'm gonna ask this man.
Yeah.
Forest Gramps.
I like that.
The Kodai people. Do you know how far back the bloodline goes? Like when all this experimentation was first recorded, I guess.
Couldn't tell you. It long ago. Ancient times.
And were there the folklore, the mystical things that you've been hearing, the legends, do they go back, do you think, as far? Do you think maybe the Kodai started all of that mess?
He racks his brain a little, says,
We're talking before written history here. So I can't tell you for sure. But I wouldn't be surprised.
He says, hold on. How does he say this? He says,
I would not be surprised if legends of the Tengu, these folklore creatures, this 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒏 that you also apparently met in the Joramugo, if these creatures were first spoken of in this land because they were contacted by the Kodai, summoned by them. I mean, if anyone was going to be the first one to discover these beings from another world, it would have been them. Yeah. Maybe first contact. But that's just speculation on my part. Can't be too sure.
Guru? Have
Yeah?
you ever heard of the Shades before?
The Shades, huh? Are them their shadowy creatures folks have been getting their panties in the wad over?
Mm-hmm. You could say that.
I've heard of them. Don't know much about them, though. Why?
I don't know, it's just something strange that maybe could be connected.
Surely could be. Now, I haven't heard any ancient legends speaking of shades. No, I heard of demons, oni, ogres, you know. And sometimes Tengu, they're not... See, Tengu, again, conflicting accounts. Sometimes they're described as bird people with beaks, and sometimes they're like red demon guys with big, funny noses. And big angry faces. Shades, though, no. I've heard them described as black, shadowy creatures with piercing red eyes, and who knows? They might appear in ancient folklore as well. Not that I've heard, though.
Is it? I mean, we've encountered Oni and creatures like that. Is that like out of the ordinary? Like, have you not heard of those appearing before?
He kind of chuckles a little bit, and he says,
My, you three, you've seen a lot, haven't you?
Yeah.
Not Chiyoko, though.
Wow. That's fucked up, man.
What is true? Right, Chiyoko? Right?
Yeah.
Not the time.
he says,
well, I personally haven't heard of Oni waltzing around in the hills these days. You say you've seen one?
We killed one.
you
It
killed
was really
two.
annoying. We killed two. They were both very annoying.
Yes, they were. That was the day that Kenso learned that he needed a ranged option. He was just
I was literally
floating.
in the corner, jumping, trying to hit it. That was so bad.
Yeah. He says,
Well, I personally haven't heard of that, but, you know, these are interesting times. It would not surprise me if all of these supernatural happenings were somehow connected. Tengu appearing, the shades, ogres in the mountains. It could just be baseless conjecture. Maybe it's one big coincidence. I don't know. But, sometimes a stone tossed into stagnant waters is all it takes to set things in motion.
Oh, so you're saying that somebody threw a spiritual rock into a spiritual lake, and then it just screwed up all the spirit energy, and it made it weird.
Well, I don't know if I'd describe it quite like that, but all I'm saying is that I wouldn't be surprised if one major supernatural happening caused a bunch more to start cropping up. You see,
he says,
there are many spirits in this world. Spirits of the trees, spirits of the waters. It is said that there are 7 gods in every grain of rice. Have you heard that one?
No.
Yeah, well,
Mm-mm.
that's why they call me Guru. That's why I'm the Guru. And you're the sword guy.
he says,
There is balance in everything. Yin and yang, push and pull. You know,
he gestures over at Chiyoko.
yeah, I'm sure you've heard it all before from her. When something knocks the world out of balance, the world rocks back sometimes. That's the way it's always been. But these are all lofty concepts. I'm sure this has nothing to do with your little hunt for the Tengu. Why are you looking for the Tengu again? Exactly.
Long story short, I want to figure out my life.
Right, you want... Yeah. All right, same thing. Yeah. All right, got it.
I want to fight them.
Well, you want to fight them? Well, you look like the kind of man who wants to go around telling everybody that he fought a bunch of Tengu. Well, if they're really out there, maybe you'll get to fight them. We'll see.
Let me check my notes here for just a second.
I think at this point,
Yeah.
Kento's absorbed too much information, and he's like ready to go exercise now.
Hell yeah.
He runs to the
He's
zip
like,
line.
He says,
activate.
right?
He says, well, my intrigue is piqued. An ancient people of Kodai who contacted distant spirits of the Bright Land, your Chiyoko apparently also tied to this Bright Land, Chisa, a descendant of the Kodai. It all fits together almost too perfectly. Like we're all playing a role in a big story written by some great spirits who watch their creations from above. But that'd be crazy.
That's silly.
That's silly. That's stupid. Anyway, please forgive the ramblings of an old insane man. Like I said, in my recent investigations, didn't find too much helpful, but that Akiha village does seem to be the place to start. And I see no reason why Chiyoko shouldn't try to track these Tengu down. Maybe you'll get to fight a few, Kenso.
And at that point, unbeknownst to all of you, Chisa enters the room and just declares, I'd like to come as well.
I wasn't blatant enough. Dang it.
Guru says,
Chisa, I told you to leave us alone, damn it!
and she says, I'm sorry, Grandpa, I just got too curious.
Aw.
Yeah, I know how you get.
Guru looks at you, Kenso, and he kind of raises his hand and he says,
It's alright. She can handle it. She heard me and Chiyoko talking about a lot of this stuff last time Chiyoko was here, so... Chisa, you say you want to go with them? Why?
girl says, she looks down and she kind of like grips her dress in her hands, and she says, Grandpa has taken care of me my whole life, and I do love him very much, but although he says I'm a Kodai, I'm not really sure what that means. I don't know why I ended up abandoned in the forest as an infant, or who my real parents are. She looks at you, Chiyoko, and says, I do very much wish to learn about myself as well, Miss Chiyoko.
I got an extra sleeping bag.
What?
Well, I can't blame you for trying to learn about yourself, Chisa, but it is going to be dangerous. We'll do our best to protect you, of course, but you know it might be scary, right?
She looks down for a second, and then she looks up and she nods, and she says, It's okay. I trust you, Miss Chiyoko.
And will you make sure to do what we say if you come with us?
Mm-hmm. Always. I can be very obedient. And Guru,
Bullshit.
I glance at my friends to see what they think.
Hey, Mochi.
She'll be fine. It's not good to be all cooped up. She's got a great power the world's gotta see. She'll be okay.
She's a Kodai. Mochi, just teach her Firebolt. Problem solved.
what's a firebolt?
Oh, you'll find out.
You'll find out.
Yeah, have you ever tried magic, Chisa?
She says, No, Grandpa could never find any magical scrolls or knowledge. I very much want to learn.
Mochi, didn't you pick up some scrolls?
I sure did. Someone
Her
smart
eyes-
like Chisa will pick up on that pretty quick.
Her eyes light up. And she, can I go, Grandpa? Can I please? I get to learn magic and learn about myself. Miss Chiyoko is very responsible. She'll take good care of me.
All right. Calm down, Jesus. Spirit's alive.
He, rather, old guru, kind of sighs.
I just can't say no to those emerald eyes. Very well. Chisa, you may go with them on one condition, and one condition alone. You take me with you too.
Oh, you want to come?
Yeah. Fuck it.
I mean, I can't argue
Ain't
with
much
that.
to do up here on this hill, aside from being tortured by my poor adopted granddaughter. But if she's out, then I'm gonna get bored out of my skull. Look, I like you a lot, Chiyoko, but I'm not about to trust 3 strangers here with dear little Chisa, even if you are heroes. She needs her grandpa to keep her safe.
I think it's for the best.
I'd say so.
Chisa flips out, starts squealing excitedly, and runs to go pack her bags.